Yesterday, Rovin Ronnie Cruck went roving looking for a man who makes some good cakes and some good pies, and he found the baker Ben Neumann and got a few cooking tips. Let's check out what Ron got up to with Ben Neumann.
In the kitchen with Ben the Baker Neumann. Ben, what are we cooking up today?
Well, today what we'll actually be baking is a lemon shaker pie, but what I have prepared already, lime chiffon, mile high apple pie, pumpkin cheesecake, and cherry turnovers, basically mini cherry pies.
Good. Well, it smells so good in here. Let's get to work.
Awesome, let's do it. Right, making some lemon shaker lemon pie. Drape it in there, kind of nestle it in, otherwise it'll shrink on you when you bake it. A few tricks you learn over the years. This right here, lemons sliced paper thin, macerated in sugar for about 24 hours. And we're just gonna stir these up together. Let's finish off with one more covering on top, seal it up, and you got a double crust lemon pie.
How did you get into baking?
I got into it quite a few years back. I tried to make some stuff for like a church potluck, and no one ate it. It was like carob bars. It wasn't even real chocolate. Everyone was eating all the old ladies' food. It was just pies and cake. I'm like, well, anyone can do that. So I started to watch the baking shows on making the cakes and the pies. Like I started doing it myself, and then kind of tried to show them all up in this church potluck. All right, right here we're taking out my signature Mile High apple pie. Over 3 pounds of Granny Smith apples, so you want them to be a little bit tart. At room temperature, it's perfect, and been working on that one for years. That's my favorite, my flagship by far.
Well, I'm not cutting weight, so I'm getting into it right now.
Well, Ben the Baker Neumann, he's not a full-time baker. He does it as a hobby, as a pastime at the moment, but he is trying to get a license, I believe, to turn his garage into a bake shop. Good on him. Coming up next, it is indeed the Baker Ben Neumann taking on Damien Hill at welterweight. Let's get to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his way to the blue corner, Damien the Wolverine Hill.
Fighting out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, the Wolverine, Damien Hill, had a 5-week camp. Said he worked at his speed, worked at his power. Got to watch out for the Baker's ground game. Really what we're going to see here is a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsu exponent. The wrestler being Damien Hill does predict that he will beat the Baker with a Peruvian necktie. Comes off a win over Brandon Jenkins. Before that, the loss to Kyle Prepolek. Back-to-back wins over Cody Kaler and Cody Garnett. That was a bad few months there for the Codys.
I tell you what, Damien Hill beating Brandon Jenkins obviously tells people he's legit as good as Jenkins looked tonight. Hill being a good wrestler. Ideally, you'd like to stop the takedowns of Ben Neumann, keep it standing in my mind, and try and get a knockout.
We know, though, that the Baker pack can take enormous punishment. His last fight, he was getting soundly beaten until he found the finish.
Yeah, he's slick on the ground. I mean, he really, is obviously in great shape, can take a tremendous amount of punishment. Very flexible, creative, cerebral fighter who finally did get that submission, as you mentioned.
Please welcome his opponent, making his way to the LFA octagon, fighting out of the red corner, Ben the Baker Neumann.
The Baker Ben Neumann, there's no one quite like him. 10 wins via submission, just the one win via TKO. Second degree brown belt in BJJ under Hickson Gracie. Knows that Damien has fast hands, knows he's got a lot of first round knockouts, says he exposes him on the ground. His prediction putt to get on top, get the crucifix and slap on the elbows.
Well, I think, with his submission skills, he can kind of do what he wants in the submission department. Whatever you give him, he's most likely going to take and try and take it quickly. Here he is. Again, we saw this submission tonight. Trapping the head with the legs, holding the body down, isolating the arm, and changing up from a Kimura to an elbow lock on that. then here he is finishing a beautiful choke. Really slick grappler.
Tell of the tape brought to you by WarriorsandGangsters.com. Both men similar experience. Neumann is 6 years the older, has the height over Hill, has big reach in the arms, also in the legs. Let's go to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Access TV feature fight of the night for LFA 2. This fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA welterweight division, and it's brought to you by Venom, the official glove of the LFA. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler boxer stands 5'9", weighed in at 168.4 pounds. Holding a professional mixed martial arts record, 12 wins, 5 defeats, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout, 2 via submission. Training out of Valhalla Combat Sports and fighting out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, Damian the Wolverine Hill. His opponent across the LFA octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a grappler standing 6'1", weighed in at 170.6 pounds. Holding a professional record, 11 wins, 4 defeats, with 10 wins coming by way of submission. Training out of Warriors Cove and fighting out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, Ben the Baker Neumann. We begin. Your referee in charge of the action is Joe Phipp.
Go. All right, gentlemen. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Touch gloves, and let's get it started.
Final instructions from Joe Phipp. It has been the Baker Neumann taking on the Wolverine. Damian Hill. Jiu-jitsu versus wrestling. Hill will come out in southpaw stance here.
Fight.
Been a night of quick finishes so far. 4 fights deep, all inside of 2 rounds here at LFA 2. Wide southpaw stance on Damian Hill. Neumann's got to be careful, especially when he throws his lead hand as a hooking punch, not to lean his head back.
Yeah, you get clipped by doing that, and he definitely needs to be, very careful early on with Hill. Hill, very strong, very explosive guy.
Nice body shot. Baker will want to get this fight to the ground as soon as possible. Not renowned for his striking. And you can see already that Hill does have the edge there.
Nice job punching his way in. Taking the wrestler down. That was a convincing takedown, my friend.
Wrestlers don't want to be on their back. That's where Hill is at the moment. Side control here for the Baker, where he wants to be. What can he work on now?
This is a technique just to hold somebody still. He's not going to progress from there. You can see his legs are locked up in the air. He's not doing anything with his legs besides creating leverage. I like that.
The Baker looks to take the back of Hill.
Hill got his arm trapped inside of there. Trying to use that to get out and hit a switch. Nice job trapping the arm. Look at Neumann trapping the arm there. Coming back around, walking the legs up.
Now let's take the shots and stand up.
Elbow to the top of the noggin there from the Baker.
A lot more of those elbows would definitely help make Hill make a decision there on what he's going to do and maybe open himself up for Neumann to hit a submission flurry. Stuffing this.
There you go. You just hold him on here.
Certainly the side of the head is open for the elbows off the right arm here.
Neumann great at creating an angle here. Is he going to snatch that arm? Is he going to snatch that arm?
His head over here.
Last 2 wins for Neumann have come in the second round. Got to go back to March 6, 2015 against Isaiah Pitts to find his last first round finish. Chico Pitts with elbows.
Referee telling them to get to work. Hill kind of holding on a little bit here. Trying to just put the locks down on Neumann so he can't start flowing into submissions.
Hill is right in front of his corner here. Armbar attempt from Ben Neumann, and Hill says, let's get up. Back to that southpaw stance for Damien Hill in the blue trunks. Shoots in for a single, didn't quite time it. Gut-munching knees from both men. Nice one there from Hill, and he breaks off with a short right hand, being the lead hand of the southpaw.
Neumann needs to commit much more on his strikes before he enters into takedown attempts.
Counter right hand off the leg kick. 1:15 remaining here in the first.
Uh-oh. Hill got across the body nicely. Guillotine rendered useless. Nice job by Neumann getting his hips up. Wow.
Positioning here for the Baker. Ooh, knees to the face, to the orbital. Those are going to hurt. Both men have had their moments here in the opening round.
Neumann staying on the attack here, though. Hill hasn't had much chance to be offensive in this fight.
Neumann takes the back. Can he flatten him out?
Just keep punching here with this many seconds left, or slide off for an armbar. Go for broke like this. 10 seconds left.
And Neumann get the armbar right before the bell.
Oh my goodness.
Won't get the armbar, but he will get the round at 10-9, and no doubt for the Baker. Join us on Twitter. Let us know your thoughts. At Chevello Voice, at Pat Militich, at R Crap.
He's coming in with his hands down, man. He's coming in with his hands down, all right? Slide over, working over here, hands off, all right? Hands off.
Left hand to the right hook, okay? It's going to be there. Left hand to the right hook. What's on? Leaving that right hand low. Commit to that left. Commit to that left hand, that right hook. Relax here. Quarters out. Take your shots here, left hand.
Ready to roll, second round set for 3. Sellout crowd inside the Mystic Lake Casino. 10-9. Ben Neumann came close a couple of times with his sub attempts. Some damage around the right eye of Damien Hill, courtesy of the knees and elbows.
Hill's corner telling him straight left, right hook to drop this guy. And, you know, I would like to hear stand in the center of the cage and keep your back off the cage, because that's how you're getting taken down.
Let's go to Ron in Damien Hill's corner.
Pat Militich, you called it. James Clark in Hill's corner said, watch for him shooting in, but if you throw that right hook, you're going to end this fight. Exactly what you just said. Guys?
Thanks, Ron. Overhand there from Damien Hill. Thrust the jab, trying to back Neumann against the cage. Neumann circles counterclockwise. You can tell the striking of Neumann not quite on par, but once it goes to ground and he gets top position or he gets you back, it's all Newmanville. Shoots in for a double.
Great timing on the takedown. I tell you what, you know, Hill being a former wrestler, being taken down by Ben Neumann, a jiu-jitsu practitioner, generally as a coach you'd say, that's not the way this is supposed to go down, bud. You're the wrestler, you're supposed to have all the experience and skill controlling fights on the feet like this. Not acceptable. But Neumann doing a great job taking him down also.
Inside the closed guard of Damien Hill. Hoping for a stand-up here. Hill looking to close down Baker completely. Referee Joe Phipp right on top of it.
Let's see Neumann posture up and start landing some punches and some elbows here. Referee's going to stand him up pretty quick if he does it. Nice job passing. Oh, nice.
There's the Monopoly man in the background.
For the chess match here going on with the legs and body positioning to keep position. Neumann finally gets past guard.
Side control now for the Baker. What can he cook up here? Where does Damien Hill go from here, Pat?
Well, Damien Hill's got to get guard back or get an underhook with that right arm. I have no idea why he's just holding on, just to get a stand-up maybe, but wrestlers get underhooks, and he's a wrestler and he's not getting an underhook, and he just got mounted because of it. Hill's corner saying he's too high, which Neumann was getting too high, and Neumann kind of started paying attention to that, posted his hands and scooted back. When your opponent's corner helps you.
Trying to soften up Damien Hill here. Referee Joe Phipp just saying, watch the back of the head.
Nice pry here. Got that arm triangle, getting ready to lock it up. He's passing it up almost. I don't know. Yep.
He measured him with that one.
Ben getting a little bit of a hurry there, almost falling off.
Domination here from Ben Neumann.
Yeah. Trying to flatten him out here.
Can he crack open this hard nut that is Damien Hill?
Oh, those hurt. Hill's not even trying to get up. Oh, good, well-placed punch underneath the arm there. Hill not trying to mule kick out, not trying to rip a foot out with his hand.
30 seconds here.
Ben putting it on him.
20 seconds, Damien.
Ooh, really lined that one up to the side of Hill's head. Scoops under the armpit with that one.
Am I correct in saying Ben Neumann looks a lot meaner than he did in his last fight?
Very mean, a nasty version of Ben Neumann.
Coming from a guy whose goal was to win a cooking competition at a church.
He says the secret is putting vodka in the crust.
You just gave out his secret. How did you go and do that?
Had a good tasting pie, I'll tell you that. Had a bit yesterday of the peach pie. Lovely stuff. Another round in the books there to Ben the Baker Neumann, no doubt.
Check this out. Watch this guard pass. Watch. Throws his hips in, trying to pass, going to his left. Didn't work. Knifes the knee through. Hill defends. Tries stepping over the leg, blocking. Both guys really jockeying for position here. So now he's pinching his right knee in, trying to block that leg, then pushing on it with his arm also. And eventually, he attains that cross-side position. A lot was going on. He had to fight for that position. He did it well. Good technique. And Ben Neumann, we talked about him getting a little meaner. He passed up a submission to drop an elbow.
Nazi Ben Neumann. We are ready for the next round. 2-zip in favor of the Baker. Fight. It is all for Damien Hill to do here.
Needs a knockout.
Okay, let's get a rope and Ronnie Newman's corner.
Yeah, I was talking to David Armbeck in Newman's corner. He said, listen, your opponent, Hill, is tired at this point. He is wide open for the leg kicks and the body shots. If he starts landing the body shots, he feels this fight is over.
Thanks, Ron.
I need some combinations, more than one.
Ron's only in that corner, Pat, because he's trying to score some more pies.
Yeah.
We know his game plan.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with the corner telling him to throw body shots and kicks to end the fight. I'm saying you put him on his back again and let's get him out of here. Dominant on the ground. Nice sprawl, stopping the takedown here.
Neumann, who fights out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota. Damian Hill out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
Got both arms trapped here. Look at Hill trying to roll out of this. Ended up on bottom though. Hill trapping the arm behind his back.
Neumann trying to pass.
Oh, not fun. He's already got it locked up.
Hill gives his back, and Neumann may choke him out.
He's looking for...
Or is he going to try and grab a hold of the arm?
I think it was looking for an arm triangle initially.
Take the punches, take the punches.
Neumann trying to work for a submission. Got so many options at his disposal.
Nasty pry.
Oh, dear.
That's painful. He could have just kept that pry on and made him tap out.
It was called a pry, Pat?
Well, basically, yeah, it's a leverage technique in wrestling to turn somebody to their back. A lot of times referees will stop the action and call it a potentially dangerous move because you risk dislocating the joint by doing it.
And this is a good old-fashioned choke. And it works!
Wow.
He's done it again. You don't trade on the ground with the Baker. Ben Neumann subs another opponent.
He schooled him. Flat out schooled him. And mind you, Hill just got done beating Jenkins right before this.
Ben Neumann on the ground is a terror.
Look at him holding a conversation on the ground.
Hey, man, I don't mind you coming up. Shoot me a message. Yeah. I want to gym so we can get tonight. The evening, we're shooting out.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very fun.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Class act, man.
Thank you.
Neumann just all over him on the ground. I mean, looking for submissions everywhere. Opens him up, hits him with a couple knees, some punches. Look at him going for the choke here, slides it in right away. Locks up the legs, tight. Really fun to watch him.
Both men taking a quick photo, and Mike Kendall is going to make it all visual.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Joe Phipp calls a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 31 seconds into the third round for your winner by tap out. Due to rear naked choke, Ben the Baker Neumann.
The Baker does it again, and he's going to have a chat with Ron.
Congrats.
Sure.
Ben Neumann, the recipe for success was another submission, your 11th submission victory in out of 12. Assess your performance for us tonight.
You know, he was way slicker on there, you know, very good on his defense on the ground. You know, I really wanted to get a first round sub and didn't get that, so a little disappointed, but, you know, I'm glad I got the win.
Of course, of course. Let's take a look at how you finished this fight. Talk over the highlights for us, bud.
Sure. Yeah, he was real good at staying tight the whole time. So I had to be kind of sneaky. I think he throw a knee here, try and open him up. And he got that elbow to the back of my head, I think. But get the hooks in eventually. And maybe he was thinking about the arm bar before, so it was easier to get the choke this time.
You came into this fight, Ben, ranked number 4 in Pat Miletich rankings. Another big victory for you. How close to a LFA title shot do you feel you are?
You know, that's not completely in my hands, but, you know, I'm ready for when they come back here in May. I'm ready to fight for that title. It's open right now. Get another tough guy. I'll go against him. I think I can get it for us.
You know, Milicic made a comment, too, that it seemed like you had a little bit of an edge to you tonight, a little bit of a different attitude, a nasty Ben Neumann, perhaps.
It was weird, you know, he's such a nice guy. Usually guys are all tough in the weigh-ins, and he was super nice. So I'm trying to think, maybe just mess with me a little bit. This guy's nice, too. So I had to amp it up, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, Hill was the first guy ever to eat some of your baking goods, so you got to give him that. How are you going to celebrate with the mile-high apple pie, or are you going for?
I have some left for me up there, because if they finish it off, someone else is going to get it.
Well, the TV crew appreciates you baking for us, but enjoy this victory.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay. Michael and Pat, back to you.
Indeed, the Baker Ben Neumann, a real fan favourite. And I'm sure Ron Crocker's got a couple of pies coming his way.